Act 1, Scene 1, Venice. We are in Venice. It's a street. This first person talking is Rodrigo.
Tush! Never tell me. I take it much unkindly that thou, Iago, who hast had my purse, as if the strings were thine, shouldest know of this.
'Tis blood. This is Iago now. 'Tis blood, but you will not hear me. If ever I did dream of such a matter, abhor me.
Thou toldest me thou didst hold him in thy hate.
Despise me if I do not. 3 great ones of the city in personal suit to make me his lieutenant, off cap to him, and by the faith of man, I know my price. I am worth no worse a place, but he, as loving his own pride and purposes, evades them with a bombast circumstance, horribly stuffed with epithets of war. And in conclusion, none suits my mediators, for, certes, he says, I have already chose my officer. And what was he? Forsooth, a great arithmetician, one Michael Cassio, a Florentine, a fellow almost damned in a fair wife, that never set a squadron in the field, nor the division of a battle knows, more than a spinster. Unless the bookish rhetoric, wherein the togaed consuls can propose as masterly as he, mere prattle without practice, is all his lordship. But he, sir, had the election, and I, of whom his eyes had seen the proof at Rhodes, at Cyprus, and on other grounds, Christian and heathen, must be belied and calmed by debitor and creditor, this countercaster. He, in good time, must his lieutenant be, and I, God bless the mark, his moorship's ancient.
By heaven, I rather would have been his hangman.
Why, there's no remedy. 'Tis the curse of service. Preferment goes by letter and not affection. Preferment goes by letter and affection, and not by old gradation, where each second stood heir to the first. Now, sir, be judge yourself, whether I, in any just term, am affined to love the Moor.
I would not follow him then.
Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot truly be followed. You shall mark many a duteous and knee-crooking knave, that doting on his own obsequious bondage, wears out his time, much like his master's ass, for naught but provender, and when he's old, cashiered. Whip me such honest knaves! Ha! Others there are, who, trimmed in forms and visages of duty, keep yet their hearts attending on themselves, and throwing but shows of service on their lords. Do well, thrive by them. And when they have lined their coats, do themselves homage. These fellows have some soul, and such a one do I profess myself. For, sir, it is as sure as you are Rodrigo, were I the Moor, I would not be Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. Heaven is my judge, not I for love and duty, but seeming so, for my peculiar end. For when my outward action doth demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart, in compliment extern, 'tis not long after, but I will wear my heart upon my sleeve, for daws to peck at. I am not what I am.
What a full fortune does the thick lips owe, if he can carry it thus?
Call up her father, rouse him, make after him, poison his delight, proclaim him in the streets, incense her kinsmen, and though he in a fertile climate dwell, plague him with flies. Though that his joy be joy, yet throw such changes of vexation on't, as it may lose some colour.
Here is her father's house. I'll call aloud.
Do, with like timorous accent and dire yell, as when by night and negligence the fire is spied in populous cities.
What ho! Brabantio! Signor Brabantio! Ho!
Awake! What ho, Brabantio! Thieves! Thieves! Look to your house! Your daughter! And your bags! Thieves! Thieves! Brabantio appears above at a window.
What is the reason of this terrible summons? What is the matter there? Signor, is all your family within?
Are your doors locked?
Why, wherefore you ask this?
Zounds, sir, you're robbed! For shame, put on your gown! Your heart is burst! You have lost half your soul! Even now, very now, an old black ram is tupping your white ewe! Arise, arise! Awake the snorting citizens with the bell, or else the devil will make a grandsire of you! Arise, I say!
What? Have you lost your wits?
Most reverend signor, do you know my voice?
Not I. What are you?
My name is Rodrigo.
The worse are welcome. I have charged thee not to haunt about my doors. In honest plainness, thou hast heard me say, my daughter is not for thee. And now in madness, being full of supper and distempering draughts, upon malicious bravery dost thou come to start my quiet.
Sir,
but thou must needs be sure my spirit and my place have in them power to make this bitter to thee.
Patience, good sir.
What tellest thou me of robbing? This is Venice. My house is not a grange.
Most grave Brabantio, in simple and pure soul, I come to you.
Zounds, sir, you are one of those that will not serve God if the devil bid you. Because we come to do you service, and you think we are ruffians, you'll have your daughter covered with a Barbary horse. You'll have your nephews neigh at you. You'll have coursers for cousins and Jeanettes for Germans.
What profane wretch art thou?
I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with two backs.
That thou art a villain!
You are a senator.
This thou shalt answer. I know thee, Rodrigo.
Sir, I will answer anything, but I beseech you, if't be your pleasure and most wise consent, as partly I find it is, that your fair daughter at this odd even and dull watch of the night, transported with no worse nor better guard, but with a knave of common hire, a gondoler, to the gross clasps of a lascivious Moor. If this be known to you, and your allowance, we then have done you bold and saucy wrongs. But, if you know not this, by manners tell me we have your wrong rebuke. Do not believe that from the sense of all civility I thus would play and trifle with your reverence. Your daughter, if you have not given her leave, I say again, hath made a gross revolt, tying her duty, beauty, wit, and fortunes in an extravagant and wheeling stranger. Of here and everywhere, straight satisfy yourself. If she be in her chamber or your house, let loose on me, the justice of the state, for thus deluding you.
Take a moment here. Haiku! Rah! Let's just see haiku. I'm reading Othello. Queen Haiku, folks. Lovely person. She's cute. Check her out. Alright. I need to take a little drink because doing all those Shakespearean voices sure does work the vocal cords. You is cute, Haiku. Deal with it. Alright, here we go. Anyway, Rodrigo says, straight satisfy yourself. If she be in her chamber or your house, let loose on me the justice of the state, for thus deluding you.
Strike on the tinder, ho! Give me a taper, call up all my people. This accident is not unlike my dream. Belief of it oppresses me already. Light, I say, light!
Farewell. I must leave you. It seems not meet nor wholesome to my place to be produced, as if I stay, I shall against the Moor. For I do know the state, however, this may gall him with some check. Cannot with safety cast him, for he's embarked with such loud reason to the Cyprus wars, which even now stand in act, that, for their souls, another of this fathom they have none to lead their business. In which regard, though I do hate him as I do hell pains, yet for necessity of present life I must show out a flag and sign of love, which is indeed but sign. That you shall surely find him, lead to the Sagittary, the raised search, and there will I be with him. So farewell. Iago exits. Enter Brabantio with his servants and torches.
It is too true and evil. She is gone she is, and what's to come of my despised time is naught but bitterness. Now, Roderigo, where didst thou see her? Oh, unhappy girl, with the Moor, sayest thou? Who would be a father? How didst thou know 'twas she? Oh, she deceives me past thought. What said she to you? Get more tapers, raise all my kindred. Are they married, think you?
Truly, I think they are.
Oh, heaven! How got she out? Oh, treason of the blood! Fathers, from hence trust not your daughters' minds by what you see them act. Is there not charms by which the property of youth and maidhood may be abused? Have you not read, Rodrigo, of some such thing?
Yes, sir, I have indeed.
Call up my brother. Oh, would you had her, some one away, some another. Do you know where we may apprehend her, and the Moor?
I think I can discover him, if you please to get good guard, and go along with me.
Pray you, lead on. At every house I'll call, I may command at most. Get weapons! Oh! And raise some special officers of the night! On, good Rodrigo, I will deserve your pains!
Scene 2. Another street. Enter Othello with Iago and attendants. So essentially, Iago says he had to flee, otherwise when they go looking for Othello, if he searches with them, he would be against Othello, and Othello is so strong a fighter, he doesn't want to be against him, but wants to seem like he's Othello's friend. So that's why Iago scurried away, and now he's at Othello's side again. But he gave Rodrigo instructions to meet them at the Sagittary. You will not bonk me, Haiku. Just not right now. I know I'm late on that one, I was reading. So now we enter with Othello and Iago and attendants with torches. Here's Iago again. Though in the trade of war I have slain men, yet do I hold it very stuff of the conscience to do no contrived murder. I lack iniquity, sometimes to do me service. 9 or 10 times I had thought to have yerked him here under the ribs. Here's Othello's voice. 'Tis better as it is. Nay, but he prated and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honor, that with the little goodness I have, I did full hard forbear him. But I pray you, sir, are you fast married? Be assured of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you, or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law, with all his might to enforce it, will give him cable. Let him do his spite. My services, which I have done the signori, shall out-tongue his complaints. 'Tis yet to know, which when I know that boasting is an honor, I shall promulgate. I fetch my life and being from men of royal siege. And my demerits may speak unbonneted to as proud a fortune as this that I have reached. For know, Iago, but that I love the gentle Desdemona. I would not my unhoused free condition put into circumscription and confine for the sea's worth. But look, what light comes yond? It's Iago. Those are the raised father and his friends. You were best go in.
No, not I. I must be found. My parts, my title, and my perfect soul shall manifest me rightly. Is it they?
By Yanis, I think no. Enter Cassio and officers with torches. It is not Brabantio the senator. It is indeed Cassio.
The servants of the Duke and my lieutenant! The goodness of the night upon you, friends. What is the news?
Here's Cassio's voice. I think I'll do Cassio like... No, okay, what kind of voice can I give Cassio? Kind of a higher voice. There we go. The Duke does greet you, General, and he requires your haste-post-haste appearance, even on the instant.
What is the matter, you think? What is the matter, think you?
Something from Cyprus, says I may divine. It is a business of some heat. The galleys have sent a dozen sequent messengers this very night at one another's heels, and many of the consuls raised and met are at the Duke's ready. You have been hotly called for. When being not at your lodging to be found, the Senate hath sent about 3 several quests to search you out.
'Tis well I am found by you. I will but spend a word here in the house, and go with you.
Othello takes a quick exit to talk with Cassio. Hold on a second. I want to change this right now. Okay, nope, doesn't have anything like that. Let's go back to talk show. There we go. Because I'm no longer playing Cuphead. Anyway. Here's Iago. Married too. Come, Captain. Will you go? Oh, wait, no. I skipped this. No, okay. Othello went into the house to talk with Cassio. And then Cassio came back, and Cassio says to Iago. Iago's the ancient. Othello's ancient. Basically like an assistant. So Cassio says, Ancient, what makes he here? Faith, he tonight hath boarded a land carrack. If it prove lawful prize, he's made forever. I do not understand. He's married. To who? Re-enter Othello. Married to a... Come, Captain. Will you go?
Have with you.
Here comes another troop to seek for you. Enter Brabantio, Rodrigo, and officers with torches and weapons. Oh, here come the scoundrels. It is Brabantio. General, be advised. He comes to bad intent.
Hola, stand there. Signor, it is the Moor.
Down with him, thief! They draw swords on both sides. You, Rodrigo! Come here, sir! I am for you! Here's Othello.
Keep up your bright swords, for the dew will rust them. Good signor, you shall more command with years than with your weapons.
O thou foul thief! Where hast thou stowed my daughter? Damned as thou art, thou hast enchanted her, for I'll refer me to all things of sense, if she in chains of magic were not bound, whether a maid so tender, fair, and happy, so opposite to marriage that she shunned the wealthy curl darlings of our nation, would ever have to incur a general mock, run from her guarded to the sooty bosom of such a thing as thou. To fear, not to delight. Judge me the world, if 'tis not gross in sense that thou hast practiced on her with foul charms, abused her delicate youth with drugs or minerals that weakens motion. I'll have it disputed on. 'Tis probable and palpable to thinking. I therefore apprehend and do attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts inhibited and out of warrant. Lay hold upon him. If he do resist, subdue him at his peril. Bachan, thank you for the hydrate. I'm hydrating. Here's Othello.
Hold your hands. both you of my inclining and the rest. Were it my cue to fight, I should have known it without a prompter. Where will you that I go to answer this charge?
To prison till fit time. Of law and course of direct session, call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be therewith satisfied, whose messengers are here about my side, upon some present business of the state, due to bring me to him? Here's an officer.
"'Tis true, most worthy Signor, the Duke's in council, and your noble self, I am sure, is sent for."
How? The Duke in council? In this time of the night? Bring him away. Mine's not an idle cause. The Duke himself, or any of my brothers of the state, cannot but feel this wrong as 'twere their own. For such actions may have passage free. Bond slaves and pagans shall our statesmen be.
And that's it for scene 2. That's it for Othello for today, folks.